This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Oh, it is so nice to say that again. It's a doubleheader. Game one, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago White Sox. Welcome back to Cardinals baseball. I'm Dan McLaughlin. That is Jim Edmonds, the Cardinals Hall of Famer. And Jimmy, first off, before we talk about Dylan Carlson, it is just nice to have baseball back, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's what we've all been waiting for. This team needs to get out there and play. Lost a lot of games, but going to make them up in a hurry.
Well, we're going to make them up in a hurry, and that means you got to have a lot of players that come up from the minor leagues, and that means our Kia Give It Everything a treat today. The debut, Dylan Carlson.
This is going to be a treat for everyone, not just him. Everybody's been waiting for him. He's a lifetime 260 hitter in the minor leagues. He's a better player than that, but 260 is great in the minor leagues as much as they move. I'm excited to watch him play. He's one of my favorite young players in this organization.
Well, he's making a major league debut, and this guy, he just keeps on going. That's Adam Wainwright. He gets the call in game one. Baseball, it's back on Fox Sports Midwest. Scenic of the beautiful city of Chicago. Countdown to first pitch about 5.5 minutes away. It'll be interleague play, and remember, it is a doubleheader this afternoon, so it's 7-inning games. It's Adam Wainwright in game number one. The batting champion from a year ago, Tim Anderson. The Chicago White Sox, the St. Louis Cardinals, and baseball is coming up. So away we go. Let's do this again. The Cardinals and the White Sox. And the start of a three-game series. It's a doubleheader this afternoon. 85 degrees, partly cloudy. They moved up the start time with a threat of rain, but it's beautiful right now at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago.
A little better way to start it.
Here we go. Let's do
Nelly
it.
to start, a little hometown hero.
I like it.
Little game on the road with the Baby Blues.
Well, what do you think? I mean, if you're Mike Schultz and, you know, you've had all this movement with this roster, you haven't been able to really have workouts. What's your mindset going into this doubleheader and really the rest of the baseball season?
Well, you look right there. I mean, you got 11 guys going downward and 10 guys going upward, and I believe there's a chance in the next couple of days we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 major league debuts. You know what you do right now? You try to put your finger in the dam. You try to get these guys to go out and play hard because every one of them are capable. We used to have this saying back in the day in spring training, the B-Bombers. The B-Bombers are here. You put those guys in at the end of the game and they go crazy, and all of a sudden the normal guys come out of the game and it's a 2-1 game, and by the time you get home it's 8-9. So
right.
These guys are very capable of doing their jobs.
So Mike Schultz and the Cardinals back in action today. And it's nice to see. Wherever you may be, sit back, take in some Cardinals baseball. Colton Wong, Tommy Edman, Paul Goldschmidt here in the first. And then Tyler O'Neill, Matt Carpenter, Dylan Carlson making his major league debut. Dexter Fowler, Andrew Kisner, and Harrison Bader. The lineup for St. Louis against Lucas Giolito. He's made 4 starts, a record of 1-1, and big expectations on the south side of Chicago. How about from the mindset of a hitter? Now, we talk all the time about pitchers having to get built back up. But, Jimmy, you were a tremendous hitter. And these guys, you know, hopefully there's the Hyundai pitch arsenal for Giolito. But, you know, hopefully these guys have been able to hit a little bit off a tee, maybe get to a cage. But for the better part of 3 weeks, they haven't done a lot. So what do you try to do in these at-bats?
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys are professionals. And I know that guys have been hitting at home, hitting whenever they can. They haven't had a whole lot of chance to really work out together, but you know that these guys are professionals and working out. You saw a video earlier in the day of Adam Wainwright playing lawn toss basically in his driveway. And that's what everyone does. I mean, I go back to a story. I went to Albert Pujols' birthday in January. You know what? I caught myself playing catch on the beach with Adam Wainwright and Albert Pujols last year. So these guys don't take this stuff lightly. Most of these guys will be ready to go.
Let's go around the horn and look at the defense for the White Sox. Presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Jimenez, Robert, Mazzara in the outfield. Moncada is at third base. Anderson, a good one at short. Mendick, Abreu on the right side. Yasmani Grandal is behind the plate. So here is Colton Wong, and the first pitch is taken for a ball. Would you find yourself, you think, taking a lot of pitches just to get a look, maybe some timing, that kind of thing?
You know what? It just depends on how comfortable you feel. Every single player is going to be different right now, but what you want to do, for me, is you want to look for a fastball and hit it. The 3 weeks that they just had off, or 2 weeks or whatever, is a lot easier than going through the entire winter and coming back for your first at-bat of spring training. So, I mean, they're going to be a little off a little bit, but I don't think they're going to feel as awkward as they did first at-bat of spring training.
A ball and 2 strikes on Colton Wong.
Also, you're playing in a big league stadium where spring training gets a little tough to see at times, so the at-bats are a little rough. I'm just looking forward to seeing who's ready to go and who's going to be aggressive.
And Giolito with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That's popped foul. Left side, you saw on the previous pitch, it was 94, and you could tell Wong was a little tardy.
Yeah, a little tardy also, too. You know, not facing guys a whole lot. You don't know when they're going to use their breaking stuff, and you want to stay on pitches. I think that's probably going to be the issue, is staying on the off speed. The fastball is going to be there. The timing is going to be off for an at-bat or two, maybe. The off speed is going to be tough to lay off. Like
and
so.
The 1-2. Little check swing, and he did not go.
And I think the pitchers, too, they're not going to be sharp. They might have been throwing, but they haven't been throwing in live situations. So I think this is kind of a 50-50 matchup with everyone. I just believe if you can be patient and not try to do too much, you're going to be okay as a hitter.
2-2 pitch. Slap foul and out of play.
Because you can do that stuff all day long, and you're really, if you can foul balls off and you can stay in the game as a hitter, you're going to put so much pressure on the pitcher, and these guys are not going to be able to go out there and throw 70 pitches right now.
So for the Cardinals, it's game number 6. They played 5 games, fewest in Major League Baseball. Good at bat here by Colton Wong.
Keep it simple, you know. Don't try to do too much. No one's feeling bad. Think about it that way. No one's struggling right now on the Cardinals. No one's feeling awful. No one's in a slump. So just go out there. It's like playing golf for the first couple times. You haven't played in a long time. Tends to be your best game.
I'll tell you what, that's a great at bat by Colton Wong.
Amazing at bat.
Take a look at Jim Edmonds' Toyota, key to the game.
Well, just try to get started off on the right foot. And I'm talking about what they just did right there, Colton Wong. That can give a boost to the dugout and everyone in there. They know they're watching, everyone's watching the guy in front of them. And if people are getting blown away, then the next guy's gonna be like, oh boy. But if you have a good at bat, then you know it's necessary. You know you're capable of that, and especially these 2 guys at the top of the order. Just get off to a good start. Try to stay within yourselves and not do too much.
An 8-pitch at bat. There's a changeup to Tommy Edman. Now, if you're Mike Schilt, and you know it may be tough to get some hitting going, do you think about hit and run, stealing?
I try to do it all. I try to do it all depending on who you think's in shape. My questionnaire goes out this morning. Answer me truthfully. Who's been hitting? Who's been running? Who feels like they can steal a base? Whose arm's in good shape? Who's not? I want to know, because I want to make sure I protect my players as much as I run them out there and push them.
Giolito last year was 14-9. He had 228 strikeouts. Back-to-back changeups on Edman, and he slaps it down the left side, and it's a base hit.
He didn't even know where that ball went. I love that. Hopefully we'll get a replay of this.
He was looking for it, wasn't he?
He looked like he fouled it off over the third base dugout. Surprisingly, he got a base hit. Watch Tommy Edman's head right here when he tries to make contact. He's just trying to slap at this ball to keep it. Watch him look up at the last second. Kind of doesn't know where it's at. It's a good feeling right there.
So he singles on an 0-2 pitch, and now it's Paul Goldschmidt, runners at first and second. Goldie has a home run off of Big Mac Land in St. Louis and a fastball at 93 taken high. 6 for 19 in the 5 games. 12 teams have already played 20 or more games, so we're going to have a lot of baseball to catch up with these doubleheaders coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest key, is really the rest factor.
And Goldschmidt hits one high, deep, out to left, near the foul pole, and the catch is made by Jimenez. The runners tagging up, and the runners are trying to figure out if that is a foul ball, and Jimenez smiling as if to say, oh no, I caught it.
Yeah, but watch this right here. He catches it, but he snow cones it, so it is actually trapped against the fence. And it does hit the fence on the way down, but you can see when the ball sticking out of his glove technically cannot hit the fence. And it's already hit the fence there, but look right there. That's a trap.
The best way to think about it is that the fence is an extension of the ground. So if it hit the ground, you know, it would be a foul ball.
Well, from our angle, we couldn't tell that it hit the fence first, but when you see a snow cone and the ball being basically pinned against the fence, then you know that can't be a catch.
If you were watching earlier this season, it was Jimenez who was part of the Christian Yelich inside the park home run. Not sure if you saw that.
I did not see that. I heard about it.
Yeah. Kind of a crazy play.
There's been a few crazy plays this year so far.
Been a crazy year. The 2-1 way out in front of that changeup, and it's 2-2. So here's the play I'm talking about. Yelich hits it out to left, and Jimenez. Uh-oh, there's some trouble. Uh-oh. And then he got tangled up in the netting. And Yelich hustling all the way and turned it into a home run.
Well, and I just saw a highlight of him doing that exact same thing on another play, and he just sat there as to say, why is this happening to me all the time?
The 2-2, and Goldschmidt waved at it and strikes out. I think we may see some of those swings today, later today, maybe tomorrow, as guys get back into the swing of things.
And that's also recognition too. I think that Giolito realized that you throw a bad changeup and you still got a chance to hit it. If you throw a bad breaking ball out of the zone, you might get some swings and misses, but don't hang a changeup to someone who is not caught up on a fastball yet.
Good point. Tyler O'Neill, a couple of home runs thus far in the 5 games for St. Louis. Batting cleanup with Paul DeYoung on the IL, and O'Neill is hit by the pitch. So the bases are loaded, and this is a terrific start for the Cardinals. Bases loaded, only 1 out.
Well, you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to see what Carpenter can do, because I'd love to see Dylan Carlson come to the plate with the bases loaded in his major league debut.
Wouldn't that be something?
That's something special. You know, we got a lot of history in this organization about the first at bat home runs. Wouldn't that be something?
Thinking home run McDonald.
Yep. Steck Schulte right after that.
Well, this guy has got historic moments with the bases loaded. He's one of the best ever historically. And he is hit by the pitch.
That one's going to hurt.
And so it's 1-0 Cardinals as Carpenter is hit by the pitch, and it'll bring in Dylan Carlson in his major league debut with the bases loaded.
Look, he tries to throw a little cutter, a little fastball, and Matt doesn't really try to get out of the way of it, but doesn't want to get hit in the elbow, and take that RBI any day.
Well, Carpenter is the guy you want with the bases loaded up because of his great plate awareness with the strike zone for the most part. He comes through all the time, and literally one of the best ever statistically in the history of the game. And now the attention turns to switch hitter Dylan Carlson.
And you know what? I got a little question for you.
Yes, sir.
As we look at Dylan Carlson, California boy, this kid, I'm telling you, we've been talking about it for a long time. I believe he is one of those surefire guys that are going to come up and make an impact when he gets a chance to play all the time. But I got a little something for you, food for thought maybe, but I don't want to ruin this at bat.
The bases loaded, and Carlson looks at a strike.
And he's been swinging too. But I'm saying, as a pitcher, you're thinking to yourself, okay, these guys haven't played in 2 weeks. I don't want to make mistakes with this pitch. I don't want to make a mistake with that pitch. So what do? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What pitch is in your mind? Like, hey, I can throw fastballs, but they eventually will catch up. I don't want to hang something off speed. It's spring training, but it's not spring training for me, basically for the Cardinals. So I think that can play into a little bit of a mind game with the pitcher.
And Carlson just got a piece. It's 1-2. The nerves, the excitement, the enjoyment of the game right here.
Add
really
to that,
good
he's
young
only
man.
had 1,400 at bats in the minor leagues too, which is, I think, a little bit rushed, but he's had a lot of at bats. So, I mean, 21 years old, his heart is definitely pounding. I sent him a little text message today, and I said, just approach it like spring training. Sit back and relax, enjoy your day.
Sent him one yesterday, and he said, Mr. Dan, I appreciate it. He's a good kid.
Great kid.
A ball and 2 strikes. The next to Dylan Carlson. And a swing and a miss as he chased a pitch up. Second strikeout for Lucas Giolito.
Good fastball out of the zone. Smart pitch. Good balance. Great swing. Just chase the pitch a little bit up.
Now Dexter Fowler. He's in right field today. The designated hitter, by the way, Tyler O'Neill. Carlson making his debut in left. Fowler in right and Bader in center. Base is still loaded. What are you looking for with the, and I know you've seen a lot of Dexter. What do you like out of his swing? What do you try to look for out of the switch hitter Dexter Fowler?
Tell you what, he's been doing a lot of work. Been talking to him over the phone a lot. He's been trying to stay busy, trying to hit. He's been trying to run and do the things that you're supposed to do. You know, some of these guys are frustrated. They're frustrated that they're not allowed to work out. I understand that, you know, that everyone's trying to protect themselves against the virus, but some of these guys that don't have it and haven't had it were getting frustrated they weren't getting enough time by the league mandated to go and actually work out and getting frustrated. So they were finding other places to hit.
0-2. And Fowler hits it out to center, sinking. That ball is down. 1 run is in. Here comes another. O'Neill will score, and Dexter Fowler drives in 2, and it's 3-0 St. Louis. Another 0-2 mistake by Giolito, his second of this inning, and with that swing that drives in a pair of runs.
Well, that's a nice job by Dexter right there. He doesn't try to do much. He doesn't think too much. He just tries to stay on something. He's been doing a better job of that. The more and more this year and late last year, where he's just trying to put the ball in play and drive in those runs.
Andrew Kisner at the plate. Runners at first and third. And a pitch that's taken high.
You talk a lot about these young guys making major league debuts, and there's a lot of younger players on this team. You think about, even for Andrew Kisner right here, he's only got 53 at bats, Danny.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's up there as a grizzled veteran and all comfortable still.
The 2-0. Off the end of the bat, little squibber that will roll foul to shift on the left side of the infield. And you've got the first baseman Abreu holding, so all kinds of room on that right side. Matt Carpenter began the scoring as he was hit by the pitch with the bases loaded. And a fastball and a strike. That was the first time Carpenter knocked in a run with the bases loaded by being hit by a pitch. 77th RBI with the bases loaded. First time he had done that by being hit by a pitch. This would be pitch number 30 here in this first inning.
This is a great, great inning for the Cardinals. Make the pitcher work, get some guys on base. The more guys you can get into the game, and you know what, it's not defense either. The more guys you can get to the plate, the quicker they get to the plate, the quicker the nerves go away, the quicker they get their timing back. Defense is great. Sometimes it'll get the nerves out, but you got to see some pitches, and if they can spin through this lineup quickly like they just did, this is nothing but positives right here for the Cardinals.
The 2-2 off the plate. For the Cardinals, enjoying their first lead since the third inning of the Pirates finale. Seems like an eternity ago, July 26th. They never had a lead in the Minnesota series. Already they're on the phone to the White Sox bullpen. 3-2 pitch, Fowler off with his pitch and 2 outs. Kisner, base hit right side, 4-0 St. Louis. Carpenter scores. And Dexter stopping at second base. I believe he fell down.
I think he probably slipped. I'll tell you what, the White Sox field is notorious for being super wet. They always overwater it. You can see around the diamond right there, it's wet. It's normally wet in the first inning, but you run the track there, and for some reason the base paths are always really wet. They just slipped trying to get in there. You just, like I said, that step right before the bag just kind of blew out.
So runners at first and second, and now Harrison Bader, the 9th man to come to the plate. You couldn't draw it up any better.
You could not. 32 pitches by the opposing pitcher, and you get all 9 guys that come to the plate, and you got a 4-0 lead.
Bader taps it foul, 0-2. It's now an 11-game hitting streak dating back to last year for Andrew Kisner when he starts. Slowly hit. Bader hustling and safe. And to the plate goes Fowler, and he's tagged out. Aggressive play by Dexter.
I like it. I like it. Good try.
And the Cardinals send 9 to the plate. On an 0-2 pitch, Fowler comes through. Kisner with 2 outs. And having some fun baseball back. The lead over the White Sox. And Adam Wainwright, his last start was a Saturday, so it's been 3 weeks. And he beat the Pirates in that game. He went 6 innings. Our Hyundai pitch arsenal for Adam Wainwright. I'll tell you why, by the way, that was a good play by Dexter Fowler. Another reason, just thinking about this off the top of my head. If the White Sox, and this is Tim Anderson at the plate, decided to challenge that play, you are taught as a base runner, round third and keep going. Because if they challenge, for instance, and, you know, all of a sudden the play goes one way or another, Dexter Fowler scores, and that's one you get back easily. You know what I mean? That's a run.
Yeah.
So you're taught round third, make them make the play.
Well, another positive right there. Harrison Bader running hard for that base hit. You know, if Dexter doesn't run, now you got the bases loaded. But I do like that play because one little hiccup. I mean, he was out by a lot, but one little hiccup with the stride of Dexter Fowler and the fact that he's hustling and then Harrison's hustling, that just shows you where the mindset of this team is so far. And I think all 9 guys had good at bats, and this is a really good start for this team.
This guy is one heck of a player, one heck of a hitter. Tim Anderson. 385 the average, couple of home runs. He's driven in 2 in the 9 games he's played in, and swings at that breaking ball and strikes out. And Wainwright picks up the first out. They will not throw it around the horn, which is
weird.
Yes.
See, I'll watch how many times the pitcher will turn around and wait for the ball to go around the infield.
Here's a look at the White Sox batting order for Rick Renteria. Anderson, Moncada, Grandal, Abreu, Encarnacion, Jimenez, Robert, Mazzara, and Mendick. What do you think, Jimmy? How far can Adam go today?
I don't know. I'm going to go pretty easily. I would say 50 pitches. And I'd like to see him just really try to pitch to contact a little bit if he can. Try to keep his pitch count down. The key is, though, that breaking ball that he just threw right there to Anderson. When he's throwing that breaking ball, that means he's got his stuff. If he can keep that breaking ball down, it's not going to get hit a whole lot. That one for a strike. He's got command of it. That is good news right there.
This is the kind of start that he relishes, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can see the intensity right there, but the upbeat tempo.
Here's a 1-1. Cutter taken down and in.
Good pitch. Just started a little bit too far inside to get a bite.
Pitch in the dirt, 3-1.
Yeah, you know, you said it earlier too. A guy like this coming back with this kind of layoff, a guy who's been through so much. He's your starter. He's your obvious starter. You know, like I said, you talk about guys getting back into the swing, like that first spring training at bat all over again makes you nervous. That first time you go out there in the field, there's a lot of guys that haven't gone through that enough. Even Jack Flaherty could be the ace, but he still hasn't been through the ups and downs of stuff like this before. Perfect opportunity to throw Adam out there, let Jack get comfortable around the stadium, and then get into the rhythm.
Carlson, Bader, Fowler in the outfield. Around the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Carpenter, Tommy Edman at short. Colton Wong, Paul Goldschmidt, and Andrew Kisner behind the plate.
Tell you what, keep an eye on Tommy Edman too today playing short. He's not gonna let you down.
He's done plenty of it in spring training, especially this year.
Keep going.
And while we have a moment, we should say thank you to the players and the staff for trying to play in a pandemic, for trying to make this work, and our thoughts with those that have contracted the virus. And you know they want to get back out there as quickly as they can. There are staff members that are not in uniform that are trying to get back with the club as quickly as possible.
And you know they're all watching and listening, so don't mess up.
And we appreciate everything they've done. And I mean it sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for trying to make this thing work. We appreciate you guys.
These guys have been going through a rough patch right now.
Yes, they have.
The whole world's watching. They're doing everything they can.
2-1 popped up. Carpenter calling for it. They had a shift on, and he puts it away. So, guys, we want to see you back. Get healthy. Thanks for everything. Introducing Quick Pick, MLB Rally's new game where fans predict outcomes and compete for cash. Restrictions apply. See rules and enter at MLB.com/QuickPick. Top of the lineup, and Colton Wong here for inning number 2. The Cardinals sent 9 to the plate in the first inning. They had 4 runs, 4 hits, left 2 on. 2 batters hit back-to-back, O'Neill and Carpenter. As Wong had an 8-pitch at bat, and really, in many ways, Jimmy kind of set the tone of that first inning. 8-pitch at bat and a walk.
You kind of, like you said, you can't draw it up any better. You can't ask for any more out of these guys. And to be honest with you, they grinded through it too. Everyone got a little bit behind in the hole, had some tough at bats. Colton had a really nice at bat. Tommy Edman 0-2. Dexter was down 2 strikes, and they just didn't try to do too much. Just try to put the ball in play, and that's the key.
The 2-1 pitch on the ground, hit to the right side. And that's the first out here in inning number 2 of this 7-inning game. You think these guys won some games in high school? Lucas Giolito, Max Fried, and the Cardinals' Jack Flaherty, all teammates. How do you lose a game?
How is that even possible?
How do you lose? Flaherty 4th in the Cy Young last year. Giolito, nearly 230 strikeouts. Fried, 2nd in the National League in wins. Not a bad year, not a bad trio.
This guy likes his changeups. So a lot of changeups early on.
They've been going changeup after changeup with Tommy Edman. Popped up on the infield, and Abreu makes the catch. Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. By Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Steel. Find your Steel dealer at steeldealers.com. 2 quick outs, and here's Goldschmidt. And a pitch in the dirt. Everyone wearing masks in that dugout. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner.
Right on the outside black.
It was in 2019 that Giolito actually went back to go work with his high school baseball pitching coach. And a fly ball into center, sinking, and a sliding catch. Nicely done by Luis Robert. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals. Wainwright back to work.
Cards up 4-0 as they head to the bottom of the second in Chicago. July 29th was the last time the Cardinals played in an actual game. Since then, the players virtually in lockdown as they tried to get a handle on the COVID-19 outbreak. Outside, literally just a handful of short individual workouts. The players were shut down. Now they jump back in. Mike Schilt told me clearly it's unprecedented. Our guys have had the most optimistic outlook possible. They've done everything they've been allowed to do, which candidly isn't much, to stay physically and mentally ready. Schilt added, it's the easiest thing to complain. Winners find solutions. That's our mindset. Dan, 4 runs on the board, maybe facing live pitching is overrated.
I don't know. We'll find out. But I'll lead it to the expert here, Mr. Ballgame.
I mean, I think that if you hit and you get your timing that you know that you can do and your body's been doing it for a long time, you don't really need to see live pitching. I mean, I've been on the DL for 14 days and taken a little batting practice and come in and got hot right away. I mean, it's just sometimes, like I said, sometimes rest and strength will cure a lot of swings, because what you do is you swing yourself into the ground, you get tired, and then all of a sudden you're pulling off and trying to cheat. So sometimes being healthy and strong is just as good as being out there every day. It was for me anyways.
3-1 on Abreu. 17 days off between games. Second longest span of off days in a season. Most they missed was 1981. That was a strike year. There were 60 days off. And a leadoff walk to Jose Abreu.
I asked you this question earlier. It's interesting because I can't remember back-to-back White Sox Cubs ever. Cardinals have done it 4 times, but never in Chicago. So I've been around now. This is my 21st year since I've been here in St. Louis. Don't ever remember having it. First time ever. It's pretty interesting. Stay in one hotel and roll with it for 5 or 6 days. Just go one way or the other.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to be odd is doubleheaders in Wrigley, and the Cardinals could be a home team. That may be a little odd.
I wonder if they brought their whites, or they just hit second.
Edwin Encarnacion, the designated hitter. Kubota power stats, most home runs, active players, and Albert one shy of 660 to tie the great Willie Mays.
A lot of homers.
Encarnacion at 416. Cabrera closing in on 500.
Oof. Well, now, I'd like to have that pitch, especially as well as he's been guided the ball around the strike zone. You'd like to get that pitch that's right at the bottom, right at the top, right on the edge. Been throwing strikes the whole time.
2-1. Old Uncle Charlie again.
Got that pitch working for him today. You keep throwing that pitch, you'll be all right. You keep throwing this pitch for a strike. The more times you throw this for a strike, the more they have to look for it, think about it, and then you can start throwing it for a ball.
Infield straight up, and the 2-2 hit sharply to Carpenter. The turn by Wong, and a double play. 5-4-3 on the double play.
Nice and easy right there, too. That ball was hit sharply to third. I think sometimes you see that ball off the bat as a home team guy, you're like, uh-oh, I think that ball's going to get down the line. And cameras couldn't even follow it to third base as hard as it was hit, and a nice double play for Adam Wainwright.
And it brings in Jimenez now with 2 outs. And nobody aboard. Batting .246, but he has popped 5 home runs. At first inning, Wainwright threw 13 pitches. 4 fastballs, 4 cutters, sinker, 4 curves. So a lot of keep him guessing, isn't it, Jimmy?
He moved the ball around really well. That's nice. If you can get through this in the next 2 or 3 pitches, 13 pitches an inning is a good pace. Keep him out there for as long as he can possibly go.
And a grounder, backhanded by Carpenter, a fair ball, low throw, and Goldschmidt couldn't come up with it.
Those are one of the things you don't want to see, especially coming from a long layoff, is now you're going to give your pitcher a little bit extra work. This ball just wasn't thrown. These guys haven't played catch enough to really get there. That ball just looked like it was weird hop right here. You know what I noticed playing first base? Sometimes the guys will throw the ball a little bit harder than you think they do, and so it doesn't really, a lot of guys with good arms, the ball doesn't die, so you go down there to get that short hop and the ball sails on you a little bit, or vice versa. You go down to catch the ball and it just sinks at the last second, and it ends up hitting the ground and you're actually thinking you're going to catch it. So I've been tricked a few times over there at first base trying to figure out, is it going to die and sink? You're almost better to get that long hop because you can really see where the ball is going to come.
Luis Robert, 274, couple of home runs. He's driven in 9. And a fastball taken low.
Got a really nice sinker working today, too. It's just most of the ones he's thrown have been down below the zone. White Sox doing a good job of laying off that pitch, so they're swinging at that. It's going to be ground ball city.
The 2-0 pitch with a runner at first. Off the plate. Well, when Wainwright has been given 4 more runs of support, it's happened 147 times in his career, Jimmy. The Cardinals are 132-15 in those games. So he knows what to do once he's been given that lead, more times than not.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple of bullpen games in there that haven't helped him a whole lot. He's not getting a whole lot of help right now from the home plate umpire at all.
It's a second walk in the inning.
Larry Vanover behind the plate. Got a little bit of a tight zone today.
It's a bottom portion of that zone he's not getting.
Yeah, and those balls are strikes. I know sometimes when you are back there behind the plate with a young catcher, he's not as polished as some of the other guys like Yachty. Might drag that, that ball out of the zone a little bit, but it's not all about where he's catching it. It's about where it's crossing the plate.
Nomar Mazara, the right fielder, batting an even 200. Runners at first and second. And this might be the point, too. And he was very soft in catching that one.
See how that was.
Yes.
He just really, the sinker before, he almost kind of caught him off guard a little bit.
But where Yachty will have a professional conversation with the umpire, too. Not to show him up, but just, hey.
Yeah, Andrew's not going to say a whole lot.
Right. Ground ball hit to the right side. There's Wong to his right, and he makes the play. The White Sox strand a pair. We head to inning number 3. And coming up, it's Tyler O'Neill, Matt Carpenter, and Dylan Carlson here in his Major League debut.
4-0 Cardinals in the top of the third inning. Not only are there significant changes to the Cardinals roster due to the COVID-19 outbreak, there's changes to the coaching staff as well. The Cardinals announcing that Willie McGee has decided to opt out for the remainder of the season due to health concerns. The 61-year-old did not test positive for the virus, but he began to be concerned due to the spread of the virus throughout the team. Mike Schultz said it was a hard decision for Willie, but we thought it would be best. It also marks the return of this guy, Jose Oquendo. Schultz saying they are breaking out the secret weapon, and he'll be coaching third base while also working with the outfielders for the time being. Dan.
Okay, thank you, Erica. And Jose was down at the satellite camp in Springfield, Missouri. So back in the bigs, the secret weapon, Jose Oquendo.
The best, one of the best coaches, if not the best coach I've ever been around as far as teaching guys the game and the little tiny nuances that come with it.
Does it really matter if he's working with an infield or outfielder? It doesn't matter.
I think that they're going to give him that title because he's replacing Willie, and also not to step on Stubby's toes, but you know, Stubby's amazing. He will never let Oquendo be around the team and not have input with those infielders.
Stays away from that pitch. It's O'Neill here, then Carpenter and Dylan Carlson. Tyler O'Neill was hit by a pitch, scored a run back in the first when the Cardinals batted around in that first inning. Back in action. Isn't that something? 3-2 pitch to O'Neill. And it catches the top of the zone. Time now for your T-Mobile ticket to the game. Old buddy Stephen Piscotty, game-tying grand slam, 9th inning at San Francisco, and they've been doing that a bunch with those walk-off grand slams. Bo Bichette, home run in 4 straight. They're playing their home games in Buffalo. And Sonny Gray, 45 strikeouts through 5 appearances, a Reds record in the modern era. Here's Carpenter. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, drove in a run. Getting the start at third base, Edman shifting to short. You'll see that until the Cardinals can get back Paul DeYoung and some of the others. That's slapped foul and out of play.
Well, off the cardboard, guys.
Giolito now with 3 strikeouts. No stranger to strikeouts. One of the strikeout leaders in baseball a season ago. And the 1-0 pitch. He's really had a pretty good fastball, but it's been the changeup that's been a good pitch. That more of a slider.
That's a little bit of a slider, yeah. But the changeup and the one thing is the changeup just dies, and this is almost the same pitch, but it's more of a like a slider changeup. You see, it doesn't really go across; it just kind of goes down. So different kind of grip, different kind of movement. Maybe a little bit tougher to pick out than the traditional slider, than that right there.
He had a 32.3% strikeout rate a year ago. So nearly a third of the batters he faced. That was 4th best in baseball. As they're trying to get the count right. If they wanted to, this would be a reviewable situation.
Right. What do you got? 1 and 2? 2 and
I got
1.
2 and 1.
Wow.
And they've got 2 and 2.
They had 3 and 1 on the scoreboard. I think
Yeah.
that's when everyone started to freak out. Well, on the home side anyways.
The 2-2 pitch now to Carpenter.
Clearly Larry Vanover
Oh,
doesn't
boy.
have the same strike zone on both sides.
Well, he's calling the high strike. He's not giving the low strike to Wainwright.
No, that ball's off the plate.
And Dylan Carlson will be the batter. Homers for Health, it's back. Join Matt Carpenter, Paul DeYoung in making your pledge for Cardinal Glennon patients today. Homersforhealth.org. Make a difference in helping sick and injured kids. So back-to-back strikeouts, and now Carlson. And a breaking pitch for a strike.
Well, here's the thing with those fastballs. A lot of guys throw the two-seam fastball and it runs back from the lefty, and you get that strike. But Giolito's ball does not run back. It stays inside there. That ball does not run back over the plate.
Carlson came up with the bases loaded, 1 out in his first major league at bat and struck out, chased a ball, the 1-1. Looks at a pitch inside, and it's 2-1. Major league debut for the top prospect in the Cardinals organization. In left field today, can play all 3 outfield positions. And the 2-1 pitch. Changeup, 2-2. He loves that changeup.
Yeah, he's throwing a nice changeup today. It's one of the things, the difference between the minor leagues and the big leagues. He's going to see a lot of breaking balls in all counts.
And a broken bat slowly hit up the first base line. Race to the bag, and Carlson is out. Abreu slid for it and made the play. So Carlson 0 for 2. Cardinals lead. It's 4-0 midway through 3. Presented by Fox Sports Midwest. Benefits Girls on the Run and Cardinals Care Redbird Rookies. Register at cardinals.com/5K. Wainwright back out there for the third. It's 4-0 St. Louis. Couple walks last inning. One was erased on a double play. Then it got a ground out off the bat of Mazzara. This is Danny Mendick, the second baseman. In the top of the order, Anderson and Moncada. Adam has walked 2, struck out 1, and is not allowed a base hit. If you're wondering if Adam Wainwright would go 7 innings and not allow a hit, technically it would not be a no-hitter. Just saying. Fly ball, right center. Bader won't get there. And there's your first hit of the game. So don't worry about it, Jimmy. Had him shaded towards left center, and Bader could not get there.
Yeah, you can't cover every, there's 4 gaps out there, and you got 3 outfielders. You can't really cover every gap, and it looks like they were giving him right center. This ball stayed up a little bit. This guy hit, not a big guy, hits the ball a long way into right center field. I think that Harry was playing over in left center, and Dexter was playing down the line a little bit. Leaves all of that room in right center field.
So runner at second. Here's Tim Anderson, who struck out. Lone strikeout for Wainwright this far. And a high fly ball lifted into center. Backing up Bader to make the catch. Mendick tagging up from second to third. And now a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
For all of life's little investments, a loan from Great Southern Bank can help make them happen.
Along with Jim Edmonds, the Cardinals Hall of Famer, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Runner at third, Moncada. And just one down. Erica Weston with us, Jim Hayes, our crew back with you. Nice to be back, and wherever you may be, hopefully you're enjoying some Cardinals baseball. Pitch number 36 of the afternoon, and Wainwright does not get the high strike. And he looks back into Larry Vanover, and I don't blame him.
He's going to get frustrated here, and you know Adam, he doesn't say much. He's got enough time out there to question. That would be the hardest thing about being a big league pitcher, is to not say anything when you know you're not getting your pitches.
There's a ground ball backhanded. Run will score, and it puts the White Sox on the board. Mendick scoring the first run of the game off the bat of Moncada. He drives in his 8th, and it's a 4-1 game. Yasmani Grandal still looking for his first home run of the year, and he's got home run power. Driven in 9, and he popped up to third baseman Matt Carpenter's first time up. Shift on the right side of the infield, and there's a strike.
Look at that. Must have hurt us. Talking about you, Larry. You got to give us a strike zone to work with.
Change up a little bit low. Last time that Adam Wainwright pitched at this ballpark was in 2006. Long time ago. Matter of fact, 5,169 days ago. His last start in this ballpark in Chicago.
That's when I got my concussion.
The 2-1. Take it high. That's the most time between starts for any pitcher, with the exception of Jamie Moyer. He went 6,533 days between appearances at Wrigley.
That's hard to do because Wrigley's, I feel like everyone's playing at Wrigley, but Moyer's so old that he wasn't playing in that era where they're moving around as much.
Jamie Moyer pitched for 25 years. 25 seasons.
I think I faced him a few times.
3-2. Fouled back. Came up in 1986 and finished in 2012.
Wow.
Jamie Moyer. That's unbelievable. Man, that's a lot of flights. You got to love the game. 3-2 pitch. And he walked him. Third walk issued by Adam. Brian Shapiro, our producer, says, Dan, read promo number 33, and I will do that. Subway Restaurants, proud to feature the Cardinals fan favorite for August, the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Sub. Fueling fans around St. Louis all month long.
That just made me hungry right there.
Brian Shapiro back, Tom Mee, Brian McCann, Keith O'Brien, his trusted assistant, Keith Oberman. We're all back. 4-1 our score with 2 outs here in the home half of the third. Pitch count at 44. Jimmy, you're good at picking up little things with pitchers. Do you see anything with Wainwright, with him laboring at all?
No, I don't think he's laboring. I think he's getting a little frustrated, and then when you do that, I think he's trying to aim the ball a little bit, and you can see he's just missing a little bit in those last couple hitters. But when you're throwing good pitches and you're not getting anything out of it, what do? You have to invent something else, and it's hard. You kind of pulls you out of your rhythm.
Ground ball, backhanded by Edman. Force play at second to Wong.
Great job right there.
So the Sox pick up a run, and we head to the fourth. It's 4-1. First inning, the Cardinals bat around. This is an 0-2 pitch to Dexter Fowler, and with 2 outs, he drives in a couple. The Cardinals would score 4. The BJC Healthcare difference maker, Andrew Kisner, also with a 2-out base hit. And what a way to start this ball game. And coming back, Cardinals send 9 to the plate, and they pick up 4 runs. Dexter Fowler here in this 4th inning again. This is a doubleheader, so the doubleheaders this year in baseball only 7 innings. The 0-1. I find it curious, Jimmy, you know, for fans that don't know, in the minor leagues, doubleheaders are 7 innings. You know, Mike Schilt has spent the better part of his career as a manager in the minor leagues. So now you're in the 4th inning. It'll be very interesting to see how these managers approach managing a 7-inning game. Dexter hustling and out at first.
You know what? I manage it like I manage a 9-inning game. I'm hoping my starter goes 5 or 6.
Yeah.
and use less pitchers basically. But yeah, I mean, you have options, and you just, I mean, that's the good news is you're equipped to go 9 innings all day long. And so if you cut it in half, cut it.
Ooh, I might take a look at that.
I might take a look at that myself. Good.
And the Cardinals indeed will challenge. But it does make it interesting. The 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. The Cardinals looking at this, and I think Dexter may have beaten it out. Am I seeing that, though, through my Cardinal red colored glasses? What do you think?
I think that's a bad angle right there, but I think his foot is on the bag already there. And I didn't realize that those glasses that you might wear from time to time are red.
Yeah, they got a little Cardinal red in them. There's Rick Renteria, and also there on the left of your screen momentarily was Super Joe McEwing. Joe McEwing, the bench coach with the Chicago White Sox. So the Cardinals challenging here as we play in the top of the 4th, and Dexter Fowler would be the first out or the first base runner of the inning. We'll see. The second game of this doubleheader will be a bullpen start for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals will send Dakota Hudson tomorrow to the mound. And then gear up for 5 games at Wrigley, couple of doubleheaders.
Nice.
And he is safe. So Dexter Fowler 2 for 2. Good hustle by Dex to get down the line. And the leadoff man aboard. And the batter will be Andrew Kisner. Kisner shot one through the right side his first time up. Picked up a base hit as they shifted towards the left. See how they want to play it here. There is room on that right side of the infield. And with the first pitch delivered, it's a ball outside. Fowler, the runner at first base. As Kisner hits it out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. With all these doubleheaders, you want to get a look at some of the young talent, you're going to see plenty of it.
You might not have a choice.
That's what I mean. Kisner, Edman at short,
thinking,
Dylan
well,
Carlson.
we're doing all right now, so let's not throw some guys out there, but you're right. We might not have a choice. You're going to see quite a young group of players. What did we say? 1, 2, 7 of them have a chance to make their big league debut this weekend. 1 has already done it. And Dylan Carlson. Nice to see Alex Reyes back on the roster.
I was told he was throwing the ball extremely well down in Springfield. Looking forward to that. That young man has been through so much.
Nicest guy.
He certainly
Great kid.
is.
He deserves so much better for himself. Working hard too.
Pitch number 66, and Kisner hits it out of play. I'm sure one of the messages from Mike Schilt and the coaching staff is that no one is going to feel sorry for us. Nobody. This is Major League Baseball. This is big boy stuff.
This is what people want to see. They don't want to see the Cardinals at the top of the race again. They don't want to see it down below trying to scratch and claw and fight to get back.
Slowly hit again. Kisner hustling and out. Advancing on the play, Dexter Fowler to second. But use it as a rallying cry. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's have some fun.
No one's ever going to feel sorry for you. They're going to kick you while you're down.
You bet. The batter is Harrison Bader, had an infield hit, and then on the play, Dexter Fowler was at second trying to score and was thrown out at the plate, and that's how the first inning came to a close.
Keep an eye on Giolito right here. He's had 2 balls where he's had to bounce off the mound and try to make a play on it. Might start to get a little winded. Almost 70 pitches.
And that pitch taken for a ball. No activity yet in the Sox pen. No activity for the Cardinals in their bullpen. But this will be the difference in these games, especially the 9-inning games. You know, a starter for the Cardinals like Hudson tomorrow, let's say. You get to 65, 70, 80 pitches. I mean, Cardinals are going to have to go through some of that bullpen. There's no doubt.
I'd be curious to see if, like, Mike thought about maybe what strategic pitchers he could put in games where, okay, this guy runs his pitch count up a little bit faster, but yet maybe throw him in the 7-inning game because I don't have to cover so much time if the pitch count gets up there too fast, versus a guy who conserves pitches or can stay in the game longer.
Here's another thought too. You know, Wainwright is throwing a ton of breaking balls today, so in a sense you're going to have to piggyback some of these guys. So what's the different look that you want to have coming out of the pen? You know, trying to be different.
Not a whole lot of lefties out there in their lineup.
And that's taken high, so ball 4 on Bader. And Cardinals can have a little fun here. The speed of Harrison Bader. Cardinals are proud to partner with Wells Fargo Advisors and thank them for continuing to serve the community through their contributions to Cardinals Care. Colton Wong, 1 out, runners at first and second. And that pitch taken for a strike, a high strike on Wong. He has walked and scored 8 pitch at bat to start the game and also grounded out to second. Good speed on the bases and quickly 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch to Colton Wong. Breaking ball, and it's yanked foul.
It's a pretty good at bat so far, especially just overall body, fouling pitches off, taking pitches, not trying to do too much.
How many pitches does it take, Jimmy, in a live situation, live at bats? 20, 25, and you kind of feel, all right, I'm seeing the ball, I feel comfortable, those kind of things.
I feel like it just depends on how much work you put in. You know, I think that if, you know, like I said, if I was to go on the DL in July and had to sit there and do nothing for 7 or 8 days and then get a couple of days of batting practice, I'm ready to go. You know, you might not be on time with every pitch, but then you're talking about an at bat or two. If you can stay balanced. Some people not so quickly, not so easy, but for me it came back pretty quick. So some of these guys are talented and they don't have big swings. And you see, we don't have a guy who's really flailing at pitches all the time. I think a lot of these guys are pretty good with their timing.
Out in front, Abreu spun, but put it in his back pocket, stepped on the bag for the out, and the runners advanced to second and third. Made sure to get the out, and now 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that almost turned into a disaster for the Chicago White Sox. If he throws this ball on the run like this and doesn't throw a strike, they don't get any outs.
Let's see what Giolito wants to do here, as Abreu thought about it and then said, nope, got to get the sure out. All Tommy Edman basically has seen changeups. That is it. So 2 outs, and he gets a fastball high.
Giolito throws a lot of fastballs up in the zone, a lot of fastballs around the plate. He tries to get you to bite on the changeup and the breaking ball, but then the breaking ball slider so much is a pitch that he'll show you, especially to lefties, and then try to run it in off the plate, get you to swing over the top of it.
And a breaking pitch hit out of play.
It's almost like your typical, like the average pitcher, right? You throw strikes, you get ahead, you make it look like a strike. When you get behind, you have to throw all of your pitches for strikes to get back to even. The only thing he doesn't throw right down the middle most of the time is the fastball. He doesn't even have, he has a get-me-over slider. He throws a get-me-over changeup, and then watch us start to see as they start to spike him. He starts to throw them down in the zone. He starts to throw them at the back foot of the lefty. But if he stays behind in the count, he has to throw all those pitches for strikes, and that's where you can get hurt.
So 2-1 the count here on Tommy Edman. Runners at second and third. Cardinals trying to extend their 4-1 lead. Little ground ball slowly hit. Abreu gloves. No play. Run scores. 5-1 Cardinals. The speed here for St. Louis. And that pays off. Tommy Edman hustling all the way. Abreu couldn't make the play. Scoring Fowler. And it's back to a 4-run lead for the Cardinals.
No chance with the speed of Edman. He doesn't get this ball clean, but I don't think he gets him anyways. This is a tough play right here. It says do or die. Heads up play, running the bases. Hustle. They've been hustling all day today. That's just what you want to see. As long as nobody blows out. You want to see your team hustle in the first day back.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals, and by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. Boy, for Giolito, Jimmy, how frustrating is this inning? I mean, you know, a call that's overturned at first with Dexter. The walk to Harrison Bader. I mean, you had a potential double play. Potentially. Very tough, though, with the play at first base.
Oh, he hasn't given hasn't given up a hit out of the infield again.
Exactly.
And down 5-1 in the game.
And Goldschmidt pops it up.
Out of here.
Near the screen, and the catch is made. Cardinals add to their lead. It's now 5-1 in the Windy City. Encarnacion leads it off. And looks at his strike, home half of the fourth. Again, a 7-inning game. Game one of this doubleheader. Wainwright at 46 pitches in a 5-1 lead. There's a look at that spray chart with Edwin Encarnacion. Fox Sports Midwest brings you Game 3, Blues and Canucks Sunday night. We're on the air at 9 with John Kelly, Darren Pang, Bernie Federko, Scott Warman. Blues live pregame. Blues Canucks Sunday night on Fox Sports Midwest. The Canucks have a 2-0 lead. Tough one last night. Ouch. One ball, one strike on Encarnacion. Grounded into a 5-4-3 double play and lines it into left, and a sliding catch by Dylan Carlson. And his first catch in the big leagues, a sliding grab.
It's a missile. You didn't have a choice right there. You got to catch that ball or it's a triple.
That's a missile, my friend.
Look at this. Good job. Got a jump on it. Got down low. Got his eyes down low. And
Jimmy, what is that?
that's a missile.
That's a missile. You have worked with Dylan when you've been down at spring training. What do you think his best position will eventually be, and what do you think it is right now? Any idea?
You know what? I think that he can play all three. I think he can play center field. But I think his probably best position is whatever side that he likes the best, because you ultimately want him to be comfortable. And sometimes I think that might be right field. He's got a pretty good arm. He's got a really good arm. So I'm thinking that right field might be it eventually. But to me, I would ask, what side, what do you like better? Like right or left? I mean, he could be a center fielder. You know, if Harry doesn't get it together and Lane Thomas doesn't mature like he's supposed to, there's your guy. They're saying he's a can't miss, so there's no reason why. He can run, he can throw. There's no reason why. And you know what he does do? He pays attention. He's 21 years old, and he gets the game already, and that's the one thing you look for in a center fielder.
Here's Jimenez. He reached on the air by Carpenter.
Plus, you know how much I like watching him play.
0-2 pitch. And that time he got the call, and a strikeout number 2 for Adam Wainwright. It's been a strike zone that's been jumping around a bit. This one in favor of Wainwright.
It's the same pitch to start off the Encarnacion at bat. But look at the difference. Look at the way it's been caught. He's out there. He caught it without any movement in the glove. The pitch against Encarnacion, it was a little bit away. Kistner had to go get it. This time he's out there. He stabs it. No movement in the glove to get a strike. Has a lot to do with it.
Here's Luis Roberts. Robert walked back in the second inning. Wainwright has walked 3. And he's allowed 1 base hit. That was a double to Mendick in inning number 3.
That sinker going again. Getting a little bit better feel for it. He's not pushing it. That's some good movement out of that sinker. He hasn't had that in a while. It's really coming out of his hand. He's getting on top. You know what? Feels strong. The mechanics are good. You let it go, and you get all that stuff back.
0-2 pitch. And ground ball pulled foul. By the way, that missile that you coined it, 105.9 miles per hour off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion.
At least I still know what I'm talking about.
Hard hit, man.
It's my bailiwick right there. That's my bailiwick right there, Danny.
I like it. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Old Uncle Charlie's got it working. We head to inning number 5. Here's Tyler O'Neill, and it's inning number 5, 5-1 St. Louis. This is the Gateway Honda home run inning. $1,000 will be donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri if the Cardinals hit a home run in the Gateway Honda dealers home run inning.
I think he's going to run into one today, but we're running out of time, so.
Well, we got another game.
Well, I'm talking about against this guy pitching, Giolito. I just had a feeling that he might just hang him an off-speed pitch that he's going to blast away, as they say.
Giolito through 4 innings, needed 81 pitches. Wainwright just 56. You know, every once in a while, Jimmy, you get a text and it just puts a smile on your face. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
I like to hear that. I try to do that for you once in a while, but
a lot of times that's how we have to communicate with
I'd like to hear about
various people through our games. But there's a special one that I got moments ago, and all it said was "Go Cards" from Bob Gibson.
Hey, gotta love that.
Bob is watching our game. Bob, we're thinking about you. And "Go Cards" from Bob Gibson. 0-2 pitch. Ripped into center and a base hit. Yesterday was the anniversary of Bob's no-hitter against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, I got a text from my boy Eduardo Perez watching the game in his Cardinals shirt right now, supporting his good old team, and he's been throwing out some good information to keep an eye on, so I love that. He's always got my back.
Yeah,
he's always watching. He's the best. Eddie,
he is.
You know this. If it wasn't for that guy, I would have never been the player that I was. And he knows this, and I'm going to say it over and over and over. I know you're watching, so thank you very much. Never even close to being the player that I was without his help.
Eduardo growing up around the Big Red Machine.
One of the best I've ever been around. Bar none.
Runner at first, nobody out, and here is Carpenter. And looks at a ball low. And the 1-1 pitch. I wonder, in these 7-inning games, do we have a 5-inning stretch?
Well, we don't. And I don't know if the cardboard cutouts got. I don't know if those guys are going to get up. And that looks like Jim Thome right there in the second row. And he might be. Looks like he might be sitting behind a younger, much skinnier John Goodman. Look at all those fans.
I guess you don't have to worry about a streaker.
I'll be honest with you. I couldn't stop looking at those guys in Minnesota. I know that was 2-something weeks ago.
They had the big heads, the big
blow-ups. They had
blow-ups.
so many of their old players up there.
Carpenter chased a pitch up at 93 and strikes out.
I've been told that I'm in the stadium here somewhere in St. Louis, but I have yet to see. I've seen a lot of pictures of guys and their families and stuff, and I've seen a couple of my colleagues kind of hidden behind Dexter's family and Colton's family, but I've yet to get a hint of myself.
Saw the cat.
I did see the cat. I saw Erica.
Uh-huh.
I saw Ricky's cheek and shoulder. By all I need to see about Ricky.
That would be his face cheek.
Face cheek. Yeah, I don't want to see the other one.
Carlson is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out in his major league debut. Giolito steps off, throw to second, and got him.
Wow, that was too quick of a call for out right there.
By O'Neill's reaction, I wonder.
He called him out before the play was over.
You know, what did he see on this?
I think he just took off. It's a block right there, no? Ooh, man, that's close. I could see why he's arguing. Yeah, I'd hate to say this because this is just a flat-out effort play, but did you see how far off the bases he was veered out? He runs in a straight line. He gets there maybe another step quicker.
Well, that's awfully close, too.
I don't know if I challenge this, though.
Well, you're in the 5th inning.
That's true.
You know, and it's only 7, and you're up by 4. Might be worth the challenge.
So close. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did you see the angle he was coming in at?
Yeah.
Looked like he was coming in way from right field.
My guess is, with a right-handed throwing first baseman, that maybe he's thinking, I'm taking away that throw.
They might have had something, too, that he doesn't like to throw over a lot once he comes set. They have so many signs and tells that talk about how guys like to come over to first, and when they do it and how they do it. And sometimes it says once some guys get set, they don't like to pick over. Watch right here. Giolito did a nice job. He stepped off, he spun, and threw a strike.
So the Cardinals will challenge here in the top of 5. And I can see why they do this. 7-inning game and getting late. Put a man in scoring position. This one may be tough. I think they're going to call him out.
Yeah, it was too close. You know what also, too, I think, well, we all know this, too. We're on the road, right? Not gonna, I mean, I know New York's got better, more angles, but they're not really giving us a whole lot. And I feel like if you've noticed, if you can look at, for me and you, Danny, the screen over here on the bottom right, when you see a replay, and you're not seeing this at home, but when you see a replay where usually at second base, when most of the time all you have is the camera angle from home plate and camera angle from center field, it's hard to see the tag on the back and the hand touching because it's just a different angle. Well, there's no side to side or over the top. You're just getting one or the other, and that's probably, I think, the hardest play to review.
Here's a 1-1. Carlson a little tardy. Now Dylan has been at the satellite camp, so there's been a lot of those live games that they've been able to play in, the inter squads, those kind of things, where the other players have been quarantined, hitting off a tee, whatever they could just possibly do to stay sharp. The 1-2 pitch.
That way.
Upstairs. Looking for his first major league hit. The 2-2 pitch to Dylan Carlson.
Good take.
Runs the count full, deep breath.
If that ain't the truth.
The 3-2 pitch to Carlson.
Yes.
And Dylan hits a high fly ball out to right center at the wall, and not enough.
That hurts right there, and that ball in right center field gets knocked down a lot by the wind coming across in that stadium.
A 5-1 Cardinal lead as we move to the bottom of the fifth in Chicago. If there's one thing that has seemed to capture the attention of Cardinal fans, even during the prolonged pause in the 2020 season, it's top prospect Dylan Carlson. Carlson now getting his opportunity. Fans aren't the only ones excited about that as he makes the catch. So is the Cardinal organization. John Mozeliak told me, we're looking forward to watching him play. He's a talented young man who represented himself very well in Camp 1 and 2. Having the DH all the time will allow him to play every day. Mo also said candidly, just having him seen live pitching in Springfield the last couple of weeks will help him, and that's a big plus for us. But Danny, everyone excited about Dylan Carlson.
No doubt. I mean, we all are. Seen a lot of him in spring training last couple of years, summer camp. Impressive. And as Jimmy mentioned, Jimmy Ballgame, that is, respectful young man, wants to learn, wants to get better. Jimmy, you've been around him a lot on the field. He's asking questions, respectful, knows his place. So everybody's excited.
Well, I've coached a lot of young players over the last couple of years, all the way, if you go all the way back to even Grichuk, and he seemed like he just was already on that page, already watching the catcher, already trying to look for pitches, already trying to be on the same program with the pitcher and the catcher. And so that was a lot of stuff that wasn't going on in the past.
Into right field, drops in for a base hit. Dexter throws behind Mendick, and Goldschmidt keeps it in front. Mendick with the 2 hits for the White Sox. And a quick word from Cardinal Glennon.
Hey, it's Matt Carpenter. Support Cardinal Glennon Kids at homersforhealth.org, presented by Heartland Coca-Cola.
So Mendick had the double into right center in the third, and now the base hit into right here in inning number 5, and it brings in Anderson, who is 0 for 2. He is struck out and also fly to center. Well, this is exactly what Mike Schilt and the Cardinals wanted to see. Number one, having a lead, as Wainwright will complete the pitch, but time was granted. But the other thing, having a starter in game 1 give you innings. This is what they needed.
Yeah, this is exactly starting off on the right foot, like I said. As of right now, there's still a few innings left, but you can't ask for anything more than your group of guys have given you right now. You've asked for starting pitching, you've asked for hustle, you've asked for guys not to try to do too much, and they've done all of the above.
Adams been able to get the ground ball key times in this game. Did so back in the second. Encarnacion at the plate, got a 5-4-3 double play. Love to get that here with Anderson, even though Tim's got very good speed. Wainwright with 3 walks today, 3 strikeouts, and has allowed just the 2 hits. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Anderson, and that's taken outside. Right-hander begins to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. Here's a 2-0. Boy, that's a good pitch. Doesn't get the call. The check swing. 3-0. That's the kind of pitch you get it to roll over.
Guys, it's been sharp at the bottom of the zone. Like you said, you get guys that the only thing that hurts Adam Wainwright is this predominantly a sinker pitcher from the past. And guys know when that fastball's coming in, it's going to go down, and you got to stay off of it.
Giovanni Gallegos throwing in the Cardinal pen. A lefty is throwing for the Sox. It'll be a bullpen start. There's Giovanni, but a bullpen start in game 2 for St. Louis. And that'll be a walk. It kept in front. I'm just going to say on the check swing, no, it should be ball 4, is it not?
You can see Adam really pushing to make really sharp pitches right here. Might be pushing a little too hard. Knowing that keeping these guys off base, each time a guy gets on, you get closer and closer to that 4-run lead. Really got to bear down here.
So I guess the appeal 2 pitches ago went the Cardinals' way, and so now it is a full count, 3-2. You can even see the first base umpire have to flash the count, and that's it out of play. So 3-2.
Confusing everyone. Twice today. Lost track of the count. Good crowd today.
Edge of their seats. 3-2. Hit up the middle. Edman steps on the bag. Double play.
There's that guy. It's short. Tommy.
Wainwright gets that ground ball. Stays 5-1. We head to the 6th.
Five-1 Cardinals in the top of the 6th inning. 41 rental cars and 1 bus ride from Springfield, and the Cardinals safely arrived in Chicago to resume their 2020 season. Mike Schultz, speaking with the media yesterday, detailed his road trip to Chicago, saying he told Travel Secretary Ernie Moore, just give me whatever cars left that nobody wants. So he made the 5-hour drive in a Yukon, but he said he enjoyed the ride. It felt old school to him driving to their games. He said it was nice to do some meditation with his thoughts, catch up with some phone calls and check in. Also be the last one out of town in case anybody ahead of him ran into any trouble. So it was nice for him to have his time with his thoughts in preparation for today. But the team would be driving their cars to the ballpark today and resume their normal bus and transportation schedule after that.
Wait,
it's old school, man.
Erica, did you say they were driving their cars to the ballpark?
That is what they said.
Wow, I'd like to see that parking situation in that old ballpark.
What is it, about a 5.5-hour ride?
Dexter said he made it
6?
4.5.
Is that right?
Yeah, he just said he just started cruising, and next thing you know, he was there. I just laughed, though. He told me that I didn't know if we were allowed to say anything, so I'm going to blame this all on Erica. But he said they showed up to the ballpark, and there was rental cars everywhere. And they couldn't even get in and out of the stadium because there were so many cars.
Ross Detweiler.
Hey, got to make do, right?
Don't blame Erica. You take the blame for it.
I'm glad she said it first. You got to make do, right? You got to do whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Ross was born in St. Louis, graduated from Holt High School, you may recall, in Wentzville, Missouri. Actually pitched at Missouri State University. They put out some very good players. Old buddy Luke Voigt, he played at Missouri State.
Did he? He looks like a different cat, all shaved up.
Slimmed down.
Slimmed down a little bit.
He's had now 40 home runs for the Yankees. 40. As Dexter trying to add his 3rd hit of the ball game. 2 for 2.
Good for him. I like that. I like when there's not always enough room in every organization for everyone, and I like finally let somebody go, let them play, and they do a good job, and they succeed. And I don't think there's anything better than that. Can't hold on to everyone.
One of the big hits in that first inning was an 0-2 base hit by Fowler that scored 2. As he takes a pitch inside. Detweiler had 12 starts last year. A little bit out of their bullpen, about 6 appearances or so.
I think if he stuck that right there, that might be a tough pitch to not call a strike.
Yep. Lefties are 1 for 10 against him this season. Righties 2 for 19. So he's had a good start to 2020. 3-2 pitch. And Fowler lifts it in the air out to right field. And the catch is made. Bud Light Seltzer, what's on tap? We've got game 2 coming up. And then Sunday, normal game, come your way 12:30, 9 innings. Then doubleheader, game 1 at 3:30 Tuesday, 6:30 doubleheader on Wednesday. So plenty of baseball coming your way. Bud Light Seltzer, what's on tap? Cardinals have no activity in their pen, so you got to wonder if Wainwright goes out for one more inning. As Kisner pops it up. Abreu over near the Cardinal dugout, reaching in, and strike 1. Little smile from Abreu. Kisner here, and then Bader. Just joining us, we've seen the major league debut of Dylan Carlson, hitless thus far, playing left field. Cardinals enjoyed a 4-run first inning, batted around in their return to action, and Adam Wainwright has been magnificent. Exactly what they needed.
I was watching the MLB channel the other day, and just to get a little baseball in, and they had a similar play like that. And the visiting team helped the first baseman out. As you see, a nice little double here by Kisner.
Kisner will stop at second. It's nonchalant by Luis Robert.
And so the team helped the first baseman out before he flipped into the dugout. And Cliffy Floyd said, back when I played, they weren't helping you out. You were falling on your back into the dugout. I started laughing. I was like, oh yes, that's right.
There's your Nissan drive of the game. Luis Robert was nonchalant. Kisner can run. I mean, he's a good athlete.
Oh, you can see right there the stuff that we talk about all the time. Catch the ball first. He tried to pick up the ball and look and see where the runner was. Took his eye off the ball right there. He could have easily gone to third, but made a smart move right there, probably not trying to push it.
Harrison Bader with room on the right side of the infield and looks at a pitch up. Wonder with the doubleheaders coming up, and I haven't seen who the Cubs are starting, but you know, you like Bader against lefties primarily. This might be a good matchup for him here. We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see if they maybe this week at some point give Dylan a chance to play center field.
Foul territory and the catch made. Proficient is a proud sponsor of the Red Jacket Club and all of its members today. Proficient salutes your former teammate, Scott Rowland, who has been a Red Jacket member since 2019. Scotty Rowland. One of the best. Wonder what he's up to. Have you heard from him?
Yeah, I've texted with him, talked with him a few times. He's just hanging out back in Indiana on his farm where he's got that little kids camp for kids, and he's obviously had to shut that down for right now, but just kind of taking care of that area, waiting for that to open back up so he can get those kids in there, and takes for unfortunate use, and does a really nice job with it. He's always done a really nice job. The Enos Furley Foundation.
Good man.
Yep. Named after his dogs.
Colton Wong walked and scored, grounded out to second, also grounded out to first. 0 for 2. Runner at second, Andrew Kisner. Pitch tied him up, and a strike.
Tough pitch right there.
Genesis Cabrera starting to throw, joining Gallegos.
Or not.
Wong is hustling. Anderson throws to first and makes the play. Cardinals strand a runner, and it's 5-1 in favor of St. Louis. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Beautiful shot of Chicago, 5-1 Cardinals, bottom of the 6th. And with Jim Edmonds, Erica Weston, Jim Hayes, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Great to have baseball back, as Giovanni Gallegos will take over this 6th inning. If Wainwright gets the win, this is our Chevy call to the pen. He'll be 3rd all-time in wins, Cardinals history.
Amazing.
And right now it's a 5-1 lead. And the first pitch taken high. It was Gallegos who was traded by the Yankees to St. Louis for the aforementioned Luke Voigt. What is it about Gallegos, Jimmy, that how is he getting people out? I mean, he was so good last year.
He's got to hide the ball. I mean, it just threw 93 right by you. He's got good off-speed stuff, tight slider, but that fastball's got to come out sneaky. I think he just has that little pause, kind of hides the ball a little bit, and then short arms it right there, 93, 94. It's giving hitters fits.
Moncada here, then Grandal and Abreu, 2, 3, and 4. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And that's the thing. If you think about this, I mean, this is the same stuff every single time we talk about it. If you're late on the fastball, you have to cheat a little bit, and as soon as you cheat, you can't stay back on the breaking stuff. And that's exactly why he's successful, and that is exactly what happened in that at-bat right there. Simple game, right?
No.
Only if you're sitting in the studio.
Yeah. Grandal has popped out and walked and looks at a high strike. It has been a high strike zone, which might play in the favor of,
well, definitely now, for sure,
Gallegos.
For Gallegos. It's funny is, when you're hitting and you can tell yourself, okay, don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat. And you throw a fastball right by you and you say, okay, shorten up a little bit quicker. And then here comes the changeup or the breaking ball. And unless you recognize it out of the hand, no chance. And it's just so frustrating. And that's why you hear a lot of people screaming and yelling when they run back to the dugout.
Nothing in 2 the count. Cardinals scheduled to play 53 games over the final 44 days. Goodbye.
There you go. Good hard fastball. Not a whole lot of location right there either. Just basically good old-fashioned. Looks like a two-seamer right there.
Notice how he's varied his delivery a little bit too.
Yeah,
you know, sometimes there's a pause, sometimes there's not.
Yeah, one might think that he needs to stop when he's in the stretch like that, but when there's nobody on, he can kind of be a little deceiving.
Right. Here's Abreu, and he looks at a strike. Abreu is walked and also grounded into a fielder's choice. Inning number 6. Wainwright allowed just 2 hits in his 5 innings. Struck out 3. Nasty.
Oh, and that's the thing too. You know, as an on-deck hitter, when you're watching the guy ahead of you get blown away by fastballs, something's going on. You need to cheat a little bit. Same stuff. And not to mention, Gallegos has really good stuff. So now you're looking at 2 different things as a hitter, worried about, okay, no, he's got a good fastball. Can't be cheating too much, but then also he's got good off-speed stuff, so got to do whatever you can.
See Kisner's there before the pitch, hitting the ground.
Yeah, I was watching this all game, and what you're saying is he's hitting the ground, trying to trick the hitter a little bit, make him think maybe there's a breaking ball coming. But I've also known the whole game noticed that they have been using multiple signs with nobody on, and that makes me think that people are paying attention. And you know, when you're on the road, it's a little bit easier to worry about the hometown team giving away stuff. And back in the day, I know that the White Sox were under a little scrutiny for stuff going on in the outfield or with the cameras, and that's always on people's minds still, especially after what has happened in the last few years.
How about being in a quiet stadium and hearing where the catcher moves?
That's true too. That has something to do with it.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Got him. Strikes out the side here in inning number 6.
Filthy. Look at this right here.
Moncada, Grandal, and Abreu. Gallegos striking out the side. 5-1 St. Louis. Move to the top of the 7th again. What could be the final inning of a game 1 of the doubleheader. Only playing 7 innings. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Getting down that line, the sprint speed of Tommy Edman, hustling to pick up that base hit.
Can fly. Flat out fly.
Yep. Jose Ruiz, the new pitcher, and a strike at 96 from Ruiz. Our Chevy called to the pen, his 4th season, 47 games, record of 1-4. He'll get Edman, Goldschmidt, and O'Neill. Tommy's got a couple of hits in this ball game and a run scored. And a ground ball hit slowly, and the out. Well, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our season ticket holders, all of you. And today we have Philip White, Bill and Diana Grunlow, Wayne and Luann Grote. Thanks for your continued dedication to the St. Louis Cardinals. All of our great fans and our season ticket holders. And thanks to all our viewers on Fox Sports Midwest. I don't know about you, Jimmy. I can understand why you might be a little frustrated. It's been a trying season here, 2020. Starts, stops. You want to watch some baseball, we get it.
More than one day at a time.
Yeah. It's hour by hour, as John Mozeliak was saying earlier this week.
If that's not the truth, I don't know what is.
That's right.
Hour by hour. Text by text. Test by test.
Goldschmidt, a base hit. His first hit of the afternoon, 1 for 4.
That's a big at bat right here for him too. Looked like he was on a couple pitches early and then just got overmatched by a few pitches. So it's nice to see him get a pitch to hit, do something with it. We're going to talk about a team win, but you want all your guys to get off to a little bit of a good start and not go home at the end of today 0 for 8, 1 for 7, and just feeling like, oh no, I need to do more. What the last thing you want at the end of this day is one of your players to go home and say, oh man, I need more work. You can't. That mentality will not cut it during this week right now.
I'm telling you, the 8-pitch walk by Wong to start the game was huge. Just, here we are, we're back. I'm sure maybe some nerves, some anxiousness, whatever. But that was just big.
I'm saying even the hit by pitches get you in the game, get you a little like, I was watching a thing the other day and they were showing mic'd up at Pat Mahomes and he got smoked running into the end zone and he said, let him hit me. I mean, that's the game, right? Once you get hit and get going, you get into the game more. So there's so many different ways to get your adrenaline up and get ready to play. And a couple of bats, getting hit by a pitch, making a nice play on defense. Get you all settled in.
2-1 the count on O'Neill. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run back in the first, struck out looking, singled to center, then was picked off back in inning number 5. The 2-1 pitch with Goldschmidt, your runner at first base. Off the plate. That was Goldschmidt's first career hit at this ballpark. He now has a base hit in every single Major League park as Reyes begins to throw. John Gant also throwing. And a grounder that's yanked foul. Three and 2 the count. Carpenter on deck. Okay, my partner said that Tyler O'Neill is going to blast a home run. Are you going to call one here?
No, I had him off the first guy.
Okay.
I really did. I really thought that he would get something hanging for Giolito.
All right. Save it for game 2 then.
Yes, I will.
Save it for game 2. So O'Neill strikes out on base twice today, and now it is Carpenter. Went with a 3-2 breaking ball and froze him off the plate. Carpenter 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts, and bases loaded, was hit by a pitch. Picked up a run batted in. Check on Goldschmidt. Back in safely. We will have our post-game show, and that'll take you into game number 2 of the doubleheader. So baseball all afternoon here on Fox Sports Midwest. Like the idea of maybe Reyes coming into this game. Now, he has been at that satellite camp, 4-run lead. Not sure what the role may be going forward for any guy. And if he runs in any kind of trouble, you got Gant there to back him up.
Yep, you got to get him into a game. They say too, they love getting guys into a game right away.
Yeah.
Don't want them to sit around and think about it.
Carpenter pulled it foul.
Even though he's been here before, you still want to get him back out there in a major league game where he's going to maybe cut it loose a little bit more than he's done in a camp setting or in an inter-squad game.
Goldschmidt was running on that pitch. It looks like it is Reyes. I mean, he's getting hot, and Gant is just kind of playing catch, maybe getting loose. Difference between the two. 0-2 the count here on Carpenter. Shift on the right side, and a changeup taken low.
Great take. That's tough with 98.
Yeah, why do you say that? I mean, I hear you every once in a while you say great take. Why is that a great
really
take?
Tough to lay off, especially 0-2. You don't really know what's coming. Got a good cutter slider. Super heavy ball velocity, and when you take a changeup, I think it's a great take because you didn't see a flinch. saw it right out of the hand. That's important.
And Carpenter lifts a fly ball into center. Robert under it. Makes the catch. We head to the bottom of the 7th and the final hope here for the White Sox. Pitching change coming up. It's 5-1. Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. And by St. Louis Children's Hospital and Washington University Physicians, Guardians of Childhood. Edward Jones would like to congratulate the Cardinals 2020 Hall of Fame class, Tom Hurd, John Tudor, and Bill White. Edward Jones proud to partner with the Cardinals to recognize the organization's most cherished assets, their Hall of Famers. Edward Jones. Glad that you're with us. Full day of baseball. Game 1 of this doubleheader. We move to the final inning, potentially the 7th inning. Again, Major League Baseball, the Chevy call to the pen, having doubleheaders that only go 7 innings. John Gant is the call for this final inning, not Alex Reyes. So it is Gant, and the first pitch is strike. Cardinals trying to even their record to 3-3. A loss would drop the White Sox to 500 at 10-10. Curveball taken down and in. Edwin Encarnacion grounded into a 5-4-3 double play and was robbed by Dylan Carlson in his Major League debut. A sliding catch in left. Got him to reach that changeup. You ever tried to throw with the Vulcan grip?
No.
I can barely even get the ball in my fingers like that.
Yeah, there's definitely something you have to practice for a long time.
How does he do
this? Stretch out your fingers. I know a lot of guys in the past would hold a softball and try to stretch out their fingers.
Good work by Giovanni Gallegos in the 6th inning, in which he struck out the side. You know, you wonder if you're in a normal season that you'd say, okay, Giovanni, go out and get another inning. But when you need pitchers that have to get work, and that backed up on a breaking ball, Gant, plenty of time to the bag. And with all these games coming up, you got to save them.
Well, yeah, they got to get guys out there too. You're right.
Exactly.
Look at this ball backs up a little bit. Encarnacion can't do anything but put it into play. But you're right. Like, you got to get guys into games. You don't want to extend them because you don't know what you have next, as far as the next day, the next game. So yeah, you got to get some guys some experience, some guys some innings, but you also got to be careful. This has got to be the toughest year, and now right now the toughest stretch for anyone to try to manage and figure out.
A strike to Jimenez. Reached on an error by Carpenter in the 2nd, left stranded, and struck out in the 4th. Good changeup.
I am not throwing this guy a fastball right here. He's thinking about one thing, and that is going deep.
And the 0-2 pitch. He struck him out. So John Gant picks up the strikeout.
Missed his spot right here, but good, hard 95, 96 mile an hour fastball. Two-seamer. Like he crossed him up a little bit. Not expecting that. Not expecting a fastball for a strike right there.
And is now 7 strikeouts in this lineup of the White Sox. And Robert hits it down the left field line and fair. A couple of hops and off the wall, dug out by Dylan Carlson. Second time he has been on base to go along with a walk.
A little bit of a hanging slider right there, more of a get me over.
Nomar Mazara is grounded out to 2nd and also flied out to left. Well, the bullpen thus far has been sensational. That's only the 3rd hit today for the White Sox. Wainwright gave up 2. That hit moments ago by Gant. Adam went 5 innings, and with a win today, he would be in sole possession of third place all time in wins in Cardinals history. The 1-0 pitch by John Gant. Baseball's such an odd game, and the Cardinals last 3 games before the break, 3 runs. First game back after 17 days, 5 runs. You think about it too, you thought maybe the hitters would be way off balance, you know, timing would be an issue. It's a season low 6 strikeouts for the Cardinals offense, and that's amazing after all this time off.
Yeah, I just don't buy into that. I don't think that the hitters take as long as the pitchers do. I think if the hitters had spring training the way they wanted to, it'd probably be 2 weeks.
2-1 pitch. And the White Sox down to their final strike. Every Cardinal today had a plate appearance with a runner in scoring position.
I like that. I'd like to know who's sitting next to John Goodman in the front seat right there. That red hat on. Got a good seat.
Gant is ready, and the 2-2 pitch. Tapped foul.
Good breaking ball today.
Two and two the count. Luis Robert, the runner at second base. Gant trying to finish off game 1 of the doubleheader. Here it is. It's in the dirt. Kisner blocked it. And Robert, not taking any chances, stays put at second. Again, we'll stay right here with our post-game show and lead you into game 2 of the doubleheader. White Sox with 3 hits today, 2 coming from Danny Mendick, the man on deck. Gant is set. And the 3-2. He struck him out. The first game back after 17 days, and the Cardinals pick up a win. 5-1. And Adam Wainwright is now in sole possession for 3rd all-time in franchise history for wins. Man, is it nice to be back. So nice to be back. 5-1 the final. Back with more in a moment.